Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. This is a little preamble to the podcast. Where'd you get that paddle? This is one of our new paddle instructors, CJ, who's been certified and played Division III tennis, is very talented. Where'd you get that paddle? All of a sudden you got a new paddle.
Well, Maria was very generous. She said, I have a paddle for you can use. And so I said, oh, thank you very much. And now it's in my...
You actually said, thank yous very much?
Yeah, I said, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And thank you. So, you got a free paddle, huh? Yeah. Pretty lucky.
It's pretty lucky.
You're a pretty lucky guy.
And I tried to protect it, so I put a little red tape on the outside so I don't scuff it up a little bit. So I'm trying to protect,
What do you think of paddle as a sport?
Oh, pickleball? Well,
pickleball. Yeah, what am I talking about? Paddle. I'm sorry.
I think that pickleball as a sport is a very growing sport. I think that it's actually very fun.
You like it, yeah?
I like it. When I first, in high school, I played a little bit.
Yeah.
And at first, I'm not going to lie, didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of like a silly sport. It was kind of a weird sport.
Sure.
But when I started playing it a lot here, I started realizing that it actually is very fun and it's very fast-paced. But again, it's something that you can play forever. That's why I kind of liked it compared to, again, some of these other sports. I grew up playing football and all these other sports where you can't play football if you're 34 years old and if I'm not at that level. Pickleball, I can play it when I'm 60 years old.
Yeah.
I have a bad knee or whatever. I can still make it up and down the pickleball court.
Yeah, it's an inclusive sport. It gets a lot of people involved. Tennis is very exclusive. It's hard. It's got to cover a lot of ground. You got to move around a lot. It's hard to be consistent. It takes a while to go out there and be able to rally. And pickleball, in an hour, you can hit with someone and feel really good about it, which is great. Things should be inclusive.
And the one thing that needs to change, though, is the sound of the ball, and the scoring is a little confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know why they do the scoring that way. In pickleball, the scoring is you say the score, you say the other team's score, and then you say who's serving. So it's like if it's 1-0 me, and I'm the first server, it's always doubles. It's 1-0-1. And then if I lose the point, it's 1-0-2, the other person's serving. It is what it is. Hey, listen, makes you think, keeps you on your toes. You never remember the score. We play pickleball with this guy. He never remembers. He looks at me every time. He's like, I said, CJ, it's 1-0. It's 2-0.
When Steve's there, I
what am I, your crutch? I'm like your little daddy?
I get lost, and then I'm having a good time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, what's the score?
I'm his little daddy. I help him out because he feels like everything's safe now. Steve knows the score. Everything's good. I love when you do a beginner class because you're into it. You're nervous. You got to make sure you're prepared. You were so into it. Then when I'm playing with you, you're like, it's a great day. Whatever happens.
Because when you're there, it's still playing pickleball, but it's like also like it's a challenge for me. So it's not more involved. I'm involved.
Oh, you're involved in the point instead of the scoring, so you're trying to get into it.
I'm more in the point because I don't want to lose to you. I'm a sore loser.
Hey, yeah, No, it's good. You got to be competitive. You're
I'm probably one of the most.
You're 20 years younger than me at least. So what are we talking about? A little bit better looking too. Of course you are. That's not saying much, my friend.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
He's a good looking guy.
Because I signed the checks. That's why he's saying that, right, CJ? Well, that was fun. Good. So, in this podcast, I just want to go over a couple of things. There's a couple of. It's a combination of for the athlete and for the person working, right? So this podcast is about. See, CJ, it's about tennis. It's about getting better in the sport, but it's also about like being a better, employee, a better worker, a better boss, a better all this stuff. If you, we had discussed this before, Santi, that tennis is life, right? It's very important. If you can improve your tennis game, improve what you're doing on the court, improve your work ethic, you're going to improve everything, right? Hi, Santi, by the way.
Hello.
Great to see you. Nice podcast start. And again, Strand Tennis Center podcast. Please share it. Let people know about it. Hopefully it can help. It'll help your tennis game. Hopefully it'll help you in life too. So just share it. It'll be on YouTube too and wherever podcasts are. So basically, there's a few things that you can do to improve your tennis game. And it's not just structurally, right? There's things that we're talking about that take no talent, right? So I have a little bit of this list, and it's on the internet. You can see it. There's 10 things that really don't take any talent that you can do. Number one, this is a work thing, is just be on time, but be on time for your practice session too, right? A lot of people show up right at the time of the practice session. Say it's 6 o'clock and they show up at 6 and it takes them 15 minutes to warm up. I did an interview with Mal Washington once. Mal Washington was top 10 of the world, got to Wimbledon final, was a great player. And he was like, I said, if you only had an hour a week or 2 hours a week, what would you do and how would you do it? He'd be like, I would be warmed up before the hour even started. I'd be ready to go. I need to use every minute. He said too many people have 2 hours and they waste an hour. They play for 7 minutes, they take a break. They play for 10 minutes, they take a break. They do not maximize the time. So being on time is a key for your training. It's a key for work, too, because you just show great work ethic, right? You have to be prepared, be warmed up. A lot of matches I see that we see, and Santi watches our UTRs, a lot of kids give away the first 2 or 3 games because they're not warmed up and they're not ready to go. You have to be ready. So that means jump rope before. Jumping jacks, anything to wake up the blood, anything to wake up the muscles, get them started, get a little lather in, like boxers, right? They're warm up in the locker room before they get a nice sweat on. You want to get a sweat on, be ready to go. You want to be able to jump out, and you can get 2 or 3 games right off the top. That's a big advantage. So being on time. Work ethic is the second one, which I mentioned in part of this, but your work ethic's got to be great. You can't be on time and then not show effort for that hour or that hour and a half training session. You have to give it your all. You have to give 110%. I've watched Nadal do practices, and it's insane. Like, it's not a practice. You feel like he wants to win every single point when he's practicing. You just have to have a level of intensity, and people say he's too intense. Federer's a little bit more casual with his practices, but I guarantee you Federer knows what he's there to do. He knows what he needs to do and what to accomplish. You have to have a game plan, and that is all part of work ethic. Number 3, effort, right? So in the work ethic, there's effort, right? And in our hallway, we have 2 things, say attitude and effort. You have to control those 2 things. We've talked about it before. Effort is key. Have to give maximum effort. We've talked about it. We've watched matches where people win and they give terrible effort, and we say, no, that's not good. Go back to the drawing board. It's about effort. I'd rather have you lose a match fighting, working as hard as you can, than giving a half-ass effort. Body language on the court. Body language is huge, right? How you stand, how you present yourself. You cannot get angry. Kevin Anderson is a great example. He got a new mental coach, and he was pumping his fist all the time, and he all of a sudden got great results, just how he was behaving and acting. Ended up getting, was in the U.S. Open final. All of those things are a big deal. How you present yourself on the court, off the court is huge. What do we got? Another one. Energy. That goes with effort too. Energy, attitude, like we talked them all. There's energy, attitude, passion here. These are the next 3. That all comes from you. It's got to come inside you. It doesn't take talent to do that, right? If you can create passion and energy, number 1, passion is created by something you do. There's something you like to do. So you have to like it, right? You cannot kind of be into it, not kind of like it, got a job that you really don't like. You're never going to be passionate about it. You're never going to be successful. And we were talking earlier about being successful in a business. If I don't have passion for what I want to do, again, I'll repeat this. If I want to do something in business and I have something I want to give to you, Santi, I want to sell you something, but I really believe in it, whether it be tennis, life advice, something, I have this value that I want to give to you, right? And it makes me feel great giving it to you, making you a better player, making you a better person. We do tennis lessons and training here. I really want to make people better. If we make them better and we make them better people, it makes me feel great. Indirectly, I need to make money to be able to support, to be able to do the next lesson. So that's really what a business is all about. It's passion first for what you want, and indirectly you receive money to keep delivering that passion. If you're here for the money first, you're never going to have the passion. You're going to wear out. You're not going to be into it. You have to have this value you want to give to somebody else. And the last 3 are being coachable. You have to be able to listen, even as the boss, even as the person that just started. You have to be coachable. You have to listen from the bottom up to the top down. Everyone has got equal value in the sense of what they have to offer, what they have to say. On the student level, if they're not coachable, it's your job to make them coachable. It's your job, like we were saying, to teach them for what they can be and not what they are. If they're not coachable right now, you're going to teach them how to listen. And sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes you get players that'll disappoint you and let you down, but you can't give up, and that's what happens. Some players just do that. They'll disappoint you. They won't give you what you want. They won't work hard, but you cannot stop trying to find that connection with that person. If you are a coach and you want to be successful, if you're a business person and you want your employees to be successful, you have to keep reaching out to them, keep working. And again, you're going to get bit sometimes. Somebody's going to let you down, but you cannot stop fighting for that. The other one is doing extra and being prepared. Those are the last two. Always stay later. Always work a little harder. Any student that wants to do 10 or 12 more, I love it. Have to. If you don't want to do extra, then you don't love what you're doing as well. Be prepared. Again, if you're here 5 minutes before or a minute before the lesson, or you're not prepared, that's what I'm saying. Like, be on time. It's the same thing. Do your jump ropes. Be ready to go. Be prepared. It just makes you more professional. It makes you more respected. You know, in this profession, a lot of tennis professionals are not treated professionally because they don't treat themselves professionally. They show up late. They're on their phone all the time. They're not really caring, and they don't get treated with respect. This is a profession, and like any other, if you treat it with respect, you'll be respected. That is a huge thing in tennis because it really gets a bad name in regards to a career. It is a career based on how you treat it. If you treat it with disrespect, like anything. I mean, I could go to work and I could work for a Fortune 500 company, but treat it with disrespect, and no one's going to respect me. No one's going to do business with me. So if you're prepared, you treat your job with respect, you'll be respected. Those are the 10, Santi, and that's what I wanted to focus on today, and hopefully that helps, and hopefully we provided value, because that's what we want to do. Go out there, work as hard as you can, because it's going to be hard anyways. No matter what you do is going to be super hard, so make sure you love it, have a ton of passion for it. It's going to be super, super hard, so put your head down and call us in 10 years. Right, Santi? Thanks, guys. Share the podcast. Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.